What are some mistakes to avoid?
Got a credit card loan debt 5 times of my salary. Funny now, not funny then.
Is saving enough?
I feel like I can just give all my money away.
If today your 20-year-old self was sitting here right in front of you, what would you be telling your 20-year-old self?
Oh, that's a hard question.
Hi, I'm John and welcome to Mayhem. Life can get really spicy at times. So that's why today we brought in someone to answer these questions. In today's video, we will be talking about God, faith, and managing our finances with someone who has had 12 years of experience in the banking and finance sectors. There will be a challenge where we each need to avoid saying the chosen words by the other person. There are 3 different levels in this conversation with increasing intensity of questions. And if we say the chosen word, we will need to take a spoonful of mala soup with increasing spiciness as well. When I say the chosen word, it will be this sound. And if my guest says the chosen word, it will be this sound. Level 1 will be 小辣, level 2 will be 中辣, and level 3 will be 大辣. Well, let's head over now for the conversation. Hi Amanda!
Hello!
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Today we have with us Amanda, who's been 12 years in the finance sector, and we're here to glean and learn from her experiences, from her own life story on how she has journeyed, and maybe help us along the way, especially those of us who maybe just finished uni, starting a family, or different areas of our lives where you're thinking about finance and like money. How do I deal with it? So we're going to dive right into it. But before we begin, why don't you share with us a bit more about yourself and your experience and maybe a bit of your personal life?
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. So I've started in banking since 2010. Wow. It's been 12 years. I've gone through different roles, different banks, and done different jobs. Yeah. But I have to say God has blessed me in every single season, every single transition. Because once I got finance right, I never needed to apply any jobs.
Wow. What do you mean by getting finance right?
Meaning when I had a good relationship with finance and there was a godly view around finance, I really didn't need to apply for any jobs in the past 12 years.
We'll find out more about it later. What about your personal life?
Recently got married last year.
Yay!
Big commitment from a finance standpoint. You know, we bought a new house, we spent money on wedding, honeymoon, things like this, and looking to start a family soon. So that's a huge consideration also.
Yay! Praying that you guys will continue to be fruitful and multiply.
Thank you. Literally, yeah.
So let's go into round 1. So over here, we have this. This is your whiteboard.
Oh, very exciting.
Yeah, very exciting. Okay, we are. Okay, then. So what we're going to do here is to write 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay. 1. Don't show me. As in, don't show me your word later. 2, 3, and the word that you don't want me to use.
Why we write the same words?
It's okay. In relation to finance or or this whole session. Let me think what's the difficult one. Okay. Yeah, here we go.
Looks very spicy.
Okay, so you know the drill,
I don't know, please tell me.
Yeah, so if the word is spoken, then either of us, or if we are called out, the team is here, the whole crew is behind here, you all have the opportunity to call us out if we say the wrong word, okay? Yeah. Or the word that's been written down. What are some common misconceptions about managing money? What? Wow, that was fast.
Can the camera see?
Okay.
Spicy.
Okay lah, I think this xiaola should be okay. It looks quite tasty. It looks like lontong. Oh, doesn't taste like lontong. Wow.
Hopefully I don't say your word.
So as I was talking about, like, what are some misconceptions about managing money?
I think...
Wow, on an episode of money.
Thank you.
Well done, man. Well done. Okay, for that I will tar the whole thing.
The whole thing?
No lah, the whole spoon lah. Just have to sit lah.
Big mouth, big mouth.
Big.
Big mouth.
It's really spicy for me. 小辣 is really quite spicy for me, but it's actually very tasty. Oh, please pray for me.
I haven't drank. I also feel like drinking water.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah. Okay. Let me come back to the question again and rephrase. What are some common misconceptions about our finances? And managing the cash, the income, the salary that we have.
Yeah, that's right. So I think one of the misconceptions is that you always have to have enough for yourself. And then you're always about keeping more for yourself. Because you worry, right? When you don't manage it well, you will run out of money. Right?
But let's say for somebody who is young, starting their first job, and they're planning their finances, and they have a plan that is in front of them. So what do you think, if they're asking like, I'm already starting to save, I'm saving a lot of cash right now.
Nice.
Isn't it enough? Is that enough for me?
I think they should consider what else they can do with that money. Yeah, like when they save for themselves already, can they actually take a step further to do more things with that money that they save?
Okay.
Yeah.
So what else would you recommend?
I recommend maybe giving to a specific cause that they care for.
Yeah, that's true. From the, let's say a fresh grad or something, would you advise a person to go into investment straight away?
I think only after they save a comfortable amount, then they take out maybe about 10 to 20% of that to then do investment. Yeah, they should still be prudent. You still should be wise with your money.
I don't know, I'm not getting you to drink your mala, but it's okay. I'm not doing a very good job here. But okay. What about competing priorities, for example? How do I balance my current needs versus future needs? What kind of plan should I have?
Oh, that's a hard question. People often look at how much they have based on the nominal sum, right? But perhaps take a look at saving or how they want to apportion for now and the future based on percentages also. Yeah. And recognizing that even if you earn $2,000 but you spend the whole $2,000, it's actually not being wise with your finances, right? But if you earn $2,000, can you then save 20%, give 20% to your parents because you want to honor them, give maybe 20% to like keep for investment? So I think that would be something that I would encourage lah.
Wow, that's very good, man. That's so good stuff. Thank you. That is the end of round 1.
Nice.
So now we're going to move into round 2. I won't see your word, don't worry. The top one is mine. You saw my word, right?
No, are you sure?
This is confirmed.
It's the first word skill.
Yes.
You already know lah. Okay.
Yeah,
but I don't know
obviously,
yours.
after eating twice. Okay. Wow, look at it, man. The pot is getting more and more traditional.
Nice. Got liao some more.
Yeah, got liao. As a young person, or maybe a person who is in the first 5 years of working, would you advise someone their age to have a side hustle? And the reason for this is because more or less on social media these days, you see like people saying, oh, I've earned like $19,603 in the past month just by doing these 7 side hustles.
Yeah, I also confess, I saved those videos.
Yeah, so maybe from your point of view, being in finance for a while, and also like planning your finances, all that stuff, like how would you advise in this area?
I think first, you gotta ask yourself why you want to do the side hustle. Yeah, you gotta ask yourself what's the motivator behind that inclination to want to go and pursue that, right?
That's true.
And I think second question you gotta ask yourself is, in your current job, because you say side hustle, right? That means that you have a day job. Are you being a good employee in your day job?
That's true.
Yeah. And if you then can answer the first question, and you can go before the Lord and be comfortable with the fact of your motivations behind wanting to do the side hustle, then I think go ahead. And then second question, if you can answer that you are being a good employee, then why not? I think it's okay to expand on what other things you can choose to do, but gotta ask yourself why lah. You gotta ask yourself the reason why you want to pursue that.
That's a good point. What are some mistakes to avoid when it comes to my earning my salary? How do I deal with my salary? What are some mistakes to avoid?
Mistakes
in your earning and spending?
Don't overspend. Don't overspend, because when I first started out, and that was before I rediscovered the Lord. I had a very warped idea around money and finances. I always felt like I needed to have more, right? So I can tell you, whatever I earn, I spend. Then I take a credit card, and then I got a credit card loan debt.
Yeah.
when I was only 20 and I was
Wow.
having like a debt of like maybe 5 times of my salary.
Wow.
Yeah.
Must have been so
And so I
difficult.
would really advise, you guys not to make that kind of mistake, right? Because spend within your means. Within your means also includes saving a portion of it.
Yeah.
And more importantly, knowing that money don't define you. So don't allow that to drive what you do with your money. Yeah.
But how do you come to that understanding of like, don't let money like, control you in that sense? How do you come to that understanding?
Yeah, so I think for me personally, like, oh no!
It's you.
Why?
Is it?
Why is it me? Oh no!
You say the first word.
Is it?
Yeah, you did.
Oh my!
I didn't even hear
So let's put ground rules. Maximum 2 times. Okay.
In every round?
Yeah. So that we don't
I see. So
torture
this is your
ourselves.
first time. So far, so good for me.
I'm smiling, but I'm burning inside. No, it's really hot, spicy. Okay, so let's continue.
Can you repeat your question?
Wow, you purposely want, is it?
No, legit.
Okay, the question is,
How?
how do you come to that understanding of, because you said you spend 5 times your earning.
Yeah.
How do you come to a point of understanding, like,
Yeah.
hey, this is how I should handle and manage what I earn?
Yeah. So I think 2 years into my career, right? I was, trying to pursue the Lord again, and then I having time again with Him. I remember in the train going to work, going for an interview. Then He at that point laid this like verse to me, which is the Matthew 6:33 verse, right? And then at that point you must understand, I was not reading the Bible, I was not going to church.
Wow.
I thought, wow, what is this? And then I opened up my Bible app and I read that verse. And I thought it said, seek first your kingdom.
Yeah.
I mean His kingdom, and His righteousness, right? And everything else will be added to you.
Yeah.
So I remember thinking, this is very intense.
Yeah.
Because firstly, I haven't had an encounter with God for such a long time.
Yeah.
So I think at that point, going to the interview, I felt like, oh, okay, does this mean I'm not going to get the job? Because what does mean seek you first? Means I don't go for the job. Means I don't, don't try to really go for the job, right? But in the end, I didn't get the job. But it was my journey. It was my journey to rediscover what it means between finances, money, and then the relationship that I have with God.
Wow.
And I think that corrected a lot of my worldview about money.
That's so good.
Yeah, to realize that having money is great because it's important.
Yeah.
But you don't need it to define you.
Yeah.
It also doesn't mean that you're worth more or lesser if you have more or lesser money. Because ultimately, God created you for you, right? And He loves you for you. So
Yeah. That's so good. Riding on that point of don't spend more than you earn.
Yeah.
How about for those of us with like the PayLater function, like different apps out there or different payment ways that for example, you can pay 0% interest over 3 months, 6 months, 12 months.
Yeah.
What about this kind of things for, let's say, for someone who maybe may not be able to afford something right now, but they really need it or want it? What would you say about this?
Yeah, I think you brought up a good point. Is it you need or you want? Yeah, if you want it and you don't have the amount saved yet, then maybe save first, then go and buy. If you need it, ask yourself, over the next 6 months when there's no interest, can you actually pay it month by month, right?
Yeah.
Because I think if you're savvy around it, it's actually a good thing. Because you don't pay interest,
Yeah.
you can take your principal amount and invest that amount.
Yeah.
But the moral is that it kind of is like a credit card too. So if you don't have the means to pay, you end up paying a much higher amount of interest.
Yeah, it's so true. I think for myself, when my wife and I, we were going to buy certain furniture in our house renovation, because a lot of money has been spent on the renovation and all that. So we were just checking ourselves, like, okay, are we able to afford this right now?
Yeah.
And certain things like is a need, like a furniture there in the kitchen or something like that. So we did the PayLater 0% interest because we knew that both our incomes were able to sustain it over like 3 months. And I think that is something that we can consider. But of course, at the end of the day, is it a need or is it a want? And this is thanks for sharing that with us. We've come to the end of round 2. This is round 3. Okay, let me see my words. Sorry. You're doing very well so far.
Is it?
You've managed to dodge. My words are not strong enough. So I'm going to move a bit more into like your own experience. So what do you think was the biggest mistake you made growing up in terms of finance?
So I think one was what I shared earlier on about the credit card piece. Feeling like I need to prove a point to the people around me, so I keep spending as though I had loads of money, but the fact is that I don't have. Secondly is that in that same like season of my life, I also stole money from my parents. Funny now, not funny then. But yeah. And it was, I mean, till now my parents never confront me but
they knew about it.
They know, because for context, my father, used to be a taxi driver. He had a wallet where he had all the spare
That's
change.
this thing that they carry around.
He carry all the money around, and then I would, in the middle of the night when he's sleeping, go and take extra. And this is when I'm a working adult. I can't believe it.
Okay.
So that is something that I wish I didn't do Yeah, correct.
What do you think led to you being, other than you say like you try to prove a point to others, was there some form of like comparison that you were having in your life?
Because I think being in the finance industry also, you're surrounded by people who supposedly look like they have it all.
Yeah.
They dress a certain way, they carry certain bags.
But in the finance sector, it's just...
It's very show, it's very exterior, right? It's all about your exterior. So that also caused me to like compare, be envious. And then for whatsoever reason at that point, I had so many friends that stay in landed house, drive nice car, but I stay HDB, my father drive taxi. I felt
same, but different.
same, different. And I felt the need to compare, jealous over the life that they supposedly had, and I felt like they had a better life than me. So I felt I needed to match up.
So how do you overcome this aspect? Like since you say like from young growing up, then family is in this situation or this upbringing, and then now you are in the finance sector, you're in banking, and you start seeing all these things around you. How do you overcome the need for like to do well or like to perform or to show? In that sense.
I think I still want to perform and do well. So I think that hasn't changed.
That's good.
But I think the motivator behind that has changed. I think previously it was about myself, right? It's about if I perform better, means I earn more money, means I will be better, / I'm worth more. But now like the motivator behind it is knowing that God has blessed me with this job. God has blessed me with this salary. What else can I do with this, right? And money became very, I don't know what's the word. I don't know if it's fluid, but it became something where I can easily give up. Like I honestly to God, like I don't feel the need to keep money for myself. Like I feel like I can just give all my money away.
We'll be more than grateful. Just kidding.
But I think that really the journey through how God like changed my mind around money, and then knowing that like I'm not defined by that, made a lot of difference, right? And then as I grew more and more with God, knowing that Jesus loves me regardless. Doesn't like my salary does not define how much He loves me or how little He loves me. He loves me nonetheless, right? So I think that helped with changing that mindset bit by bit. It didn't happen overnight, took me a couple of years. But also required me to just be truthful about this areas of my life that needed God to redeem.
So true. Thank you so much for sharing that. If today your 20-year-old self was sitting here right in front of you, what would you be telling your 20-year-old self?
Faster find Jesus again. I think that really is the gist of it, right? Like, I would tell myself that the people that I used to surround myself with are probably not true friends. I don't need to prove myself to them. That ultimately God loves me for who I am. And I don't need to keep pursuing that or seeking that out.
Yeah, so good. So good. And just to thank you so much for that. And just want to sum up all the 3 rounds that we've been talking about finance, and now that I cut here, money, and all the different things that deals with our finance and our earning and spending.
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, like what you've shared with us, is what is the thing that you truly hold on to?
Yeah, what's your real treasure, right?
Yeah, like what you said, Matthew 6:33, seek first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you.
Yeah.
And it's all about God being the center, like Christ being the center, knowing our true north, like our true north in life. That regardless of where we are, no matter what the financial status would be, we're able to steward what God has put before us.
Yeah.
And to know that this money doesn't belong to us.
Yeah.
It belongs to Him. That's why if we can recognize that God, He is our provider, that He is the one who owns everything, He is the source of life, then it'll be easier for us to let go. It'll be easier for us to see that we can bless others, let go.
Maybe the open hand concept, right?
Yeah, and just have an open hand about what God has put before us. And not just about finance, but in every area, like your energy, your talent, your time, your gifts, your skills. And it's just applicable in all areas of our lives. Yeah, so I just want to share that takeaway from all that you shared with us. We're so grateful, and I'm sure that all of us have been blessed by your own story, experiences. Well, that's all we have. Thank you for joining us for Mala Mayhem. Bye-bye. Come, let's go.